Welcome back to my channel. I hope that you're doing well. It is 8:20 in the morning. I just got dressed for the day. I'm about to throw on a little bit of makeup, but before I do, I'm getting my water ready for the day. In my last vlog, I mentioned that I picked up this salt from H Mart per recommendation from a friend online, and I'm adding a little bit of this to my water each day, and I'm really enjoying it. It's supposed to help with hydration, to add some of this to your water. So that's what I'm gonna do now. I add a really small amount. I do taste it, but it's not like I'm drinking salt water. It's just almost, it reminds me of drinking Gatorade in a way. So I'm gonna do that now. Literally, like, you can see that's how much I'm adding. Just finished putting on a little bit of makeup. We are so in the depths of winter right now. Turtleneck is actually from Amazon Essentials. Just got this in the mail. I'm trying it out and I'm liking it so far. I didn't have a white turtleneck and thought it would be great for just basic days like today. I have a sweater over it from Gap. Got this a couple of years ago in a few different colors. I put it in the donation bag and then got it back out. So that's always a sign. Jeans are also Gap actually. I've had these for quite some time now. I've shown them often. Here, this helps a little. They're a little wrinkled, that's okay. It's the only jean that I've been wearing this week. These are the little pointed toe Sam Edelman that I got around Thanksgiving time. If I could go back, I would get the 7.5 instead of the 7. I don't know if this has happened to anyone else or if it's just me. I don't know if it's like getting older or what it is, but I feel like my feet have grown or shoes have shrunk, and Sam thinks that that's unlikely. But I've always been a 6.5 or a 7, and lately I feel like more times than not, I'm more comfortable in a 7.5. So if I could go back, I would size up half a size, but maybe that's just me. Today is Friday. I have several things on the agenda. Today is going to be a productive day, and I have some administrative stuff. We have a blog that's going up and I need to fill out some paperwork for that. And then I want to continue progress on a manuscript, submit a manuscript as well. If I don't get to that today, I need to do it Monday because it's due Tuesday. I'd also like to get a load of laundry in, you know, all of the things. Oh, and I need to finish my caption for the vlog that is going up today. So yeah, I've got a few things on the agenda. Sam has a doctor's appointment this afternoon, so he isn't seeing any patients in the afternoon, and that means he will come home early, which is really nice, and we'll make dinner together. We're doing a chicken stew. Oh, I forgot to say what earrings I'm wearing. These are just Amazon. I will link them down in the description. I always get a lot of compliments on them, and I love the two-tone aspect. I've really been enjoying two-tone jewelry this past year. Off we go. I've been writing for a couple of hours. I'm about to have a little snack. I don't know what I'm gonna have yet, but I'm going to find something. I'm kind of having one of those days today where it feels like I'm never doing enough, and I'm just kind of having to remind myself that I can only do my best, and I have to trust kind of the workflow that I know works best for me. I think it's important to be transparent. No position is ever going to feel perfect, and you know, we may have good days or weeks or months, but it's natural to also have times where it feels like maybe we aren't rising to the expectations that others have put out for us. And I think it's important to kind of just do our best in those moments to maintain our own wellness and peace of mind by practicing positive self-talk, which I touched on a little bit in my last vlog as it pertains to the writing process, but I think this can be relevant as it pertains to kind of any working or interpersonal environment. So I hope that speaks to you. I wanted to say really quickly, I'm kind of loving the feeling of having on a cute little pair of shoes even while working from home. Maybe a little tip if you need to brighten up your mood while working from home, just put on a cute little pair of shoes and see where it takes you. It's raining. Not too freezing today, but this backyard of snow is quickly turning into ice with the rain. Sit. Spin. Good girl. Sam is on dinner duty once again. Got started while I edited some vlog footage. We have our celery and carrot, and then our chicken thighs with some flour. He's just browning those.
Chicken stew.
What are you drinking?
Whiskey.
Happy Saturday, back where this vlog began, in the kitchen. Let's see, it is almost noon. I just got off the phone with my aunt, hadn't talked with her in a while, and so I think we talked for like over an hour, and that was really sweet to catch up. I'm about to make myself a little bite to eat. I haven't really eaten too much this morning and I'm hungry. We have this Vermont maple syrup breakfast sausage, and then some eggs and one remaining flour tortilla. So I think I'm just gonna make like a really simple little breakfast burrito.
Like, was supposed to be new, but I don't care. It's Nina Garcia's What to Wear for Every Occasion.
One year, her gotcha day. What do we have for you? Something special.
Let me take the tag off.
Oh my goodness, a new of your favorite. Today is Sunday and we're doing a lot of stuff for the wedding today. This morning we went to Barnes & Noble so that we could finally sit down and put together the questionnaire for the photographer that we needed to fill out, where we kind of say like all the different photo combinations that we want on the day of with the family and stuff like that. And now we're getting ready to meet over Zoom with Sam's brother because he's actually the one that's going to be marrying us. He's getting like a one-day license so that he can do that for us here in Massachusetts. So we're gonna talk through the script with him, and things are really starting to pick up. Earlier this week, I guess this week, I did my hair and makeup trial for the wedding day, which went really well, so that was a relief. Thank you. Cheers. You have to pull up a chair. Little try. It's really good. Oh, my back hurts. Alright. You'll have to bring it in. I don't think I'll be able to see you. Hello, long time no see.
What's up? How's it going?
Good, how you doing?
How are you?
Can't complain. How are you guys? Did you hurt your foot?
Yeah, I slipped and fell on the stairs of the basement and I hurt my toe and my tailbone.
Ouch.
Yeah, so they're pretty bruised still, but thankfully I don't think I broke anything. It's just like a healing process for the bruising.
It was a pretty gnarly one.
It was like the worst pain I've felt in a really long time. Like maybe since childhood.
My little.
Oh, there it is.
I got incense going.
I saw something smoking over there. I have to be honest, I feel like you and Sam are at a phase in your lives right now where you look really similar to one another, and I'm kind of tripping out a little bit.
I think Teddy thought like that we looked similar last time we saw you too.
Yeah.
What you're gonna look like in 6 years.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Let's just kind of go through the flow of everything.
Yeah,
You guys.
that sounds great.
Yeah.
So, well, first off, do we want to? Let me see if I took notes in my notebook here.
Monday, just getting ready for the day. It is a little after 8 a.m. We got a couple inches of snow last night. So the turtleneck days continue. If you haven't noticed, I ended up wearing that white Amazon Essentials turtleneck for like 3 days in a row. So if you were debating that, I would recommend it. But these little belts actually are also from Amazon, just a little animal print belt to spice up the day. I'm trying to wear a little bit more color right now to boost my spirits in the midst of a cold and dreary winter. This is a little bit wrinkled, but I think it'll settle. Come here. It is officially February. I'm turning 30 this month, and I've definitely been doing a lot of reflecting naturally as I prepare to enter this next decade of life. And I can honestly say that within the past like 6 months or so, I've really felt a shift, and I feel like I'm actually ready and excited to enter my 30s. With like our society and just kind of the common narratives, it can feel really sort of scary, or I don't know. I don't want to say depressing, but it can just be treated as a downer to be getting older, particularly as a woman. We have a lot of pressures with anti-aging and staying young and relevant and keeping our men in love with us, and just all of the challenging narratives that are seemingly perpetuated within our society. And I would say particularly within the US as well. I think there are differences in other countries. That's definitely something that we see and hear a lot of within the US. Fortunately, I have a really supportive partner and supportive friends and some family members who can kind of keep me in check when I start going down that road of resisting getting older. Within the past, like I said, 6 months or so, I've started to feel really ready to turn 30 and just feeling really different within myself. And I think that's probably also, again, a natural progression. The month of January was all about getting motivated. I entered the new year struggling a little bit with motivation, and so the theme of January was motivation. And I made several vlogs that kind of touched on that. For February, the theme for me is taking action. I've noticed this shift within myself where I'm becoming a little bit fed up with myself when it comes to just some habits or aspects of my life, my daily routine that I have wanted to change for a long time and haven't. And I feel ready and I'm taking action. Some of these are bigger things that I'm not going to touch on in this video, but others are kind of smaller, again, just daily habits that I am changing. Not going on my phone first thing in the morning. I've spoken about this in the past, and it's kind of a journey that continues. I think many of us can relate to that experience of going on our phone more than we would like to, or maybe starting our day, spending a lot of time on the phone and kind of draining our energy and draining that zest that we have, that sort of like sacred morning energy and clarity. And so I sort of analyzed myself and reflected on, okay, what is it that I'm seeking out by going on my phone first thing in the morning? And for me, it was really inspiration. I like to scroll through like Pinterest or Instagram to try and see sources of inspiration, whether it was like fashion or lifestyle, home, whatever it was. But in the midst of that, I noticed two things. One was I was also consuming a lot of other content that was just being thrown at me that I didn't even necessarily want to consume, but it was very much affecting how I felt. And then the second thing is that I was consuming too much, even of the good stuff, even of the stuff that I wanted. And so I wasn't really digesting any of it. Like, it wasn't having the impact that I wanted it to of inspiring me. Instead, it was kind of just like overwhelming, drowning out. I picked up a Vogue magazine from Barnes & Noble yesterday. I had gone there a couple of weeks ago looking for one, and they were out of all the fashion magazines. I was like, this is so strange. I've heard of people getting them here. I looked at multiple like CVS's and drugstores, and they didn't have any. Sam and I went back to Barnes & Noble yesterday, like I mentioned earlier, to work on some wedding stuff, and they had them back in stock. So I picked up a Vogue magazine and read through that in bed this morning instead of going on my phone. It was really relaxing, inspiring, and I just feel a lot different this morning having not gone on my phone first thing. Another thing I'm taking action with is beginning to prepare for our move later this summer. We sold the couch in our basement last night. That was kind of like the first rip of the Band-Aid, as Sam said. We got that couch delivered to us the day that we moved to Boston in 2019, and I got kind of emotional, and I feel emotional now thinking about it. It's so funny how items can kind of hold those connections for us, and kind of that energy, but it served us very well, and it went to a sweet family, and it is time. So we are excited about the move. I obviously have some apprehensions because we are preparing for a wedding, preparing for my hooding ceremony. I'm kind of in a challenging time within my postdoc right now. Sam's also going through a little bit of some health stuff. We also have been dealing with some challenging behavioral stuff with Franny, which I'm not going to go into too much, but that's another thing that we are taking action on, is getting her some behavioral intervention. So all of those things together, it is a little bit overwhelming, but I'm taking it moment by moment. I can be a little bit of an anxious avoidant person, and taking action is a really valuable way to move through that if you can relate to that experience. And so when it comes to something big and overwhelming like the move, the best thing that I can do is get it going. And that's what we're doing. And then the last thing that I am taking action, I'm trying to be a little bit more vocal about how I feel about things. So as I mentioned, I can definitely be someone who is anxious avoidant, and particularly when it comes to like interpersonal challenges, sometimes I don't speak how I'm actually feeling, I don't communicate it, and I can let things fester. And so when it comes to my interpersonal relationships, my working relationships, whatever it is, I'm working on finding the nerve to gently communicate how I'm feeling if it feels like maybe I am being taken for granted or not being appreciated, or whatever it may be. If I feel like there's some sort of disconnect between myself and another person, I'm working on just openly communicating that. That's a huge topic, and one that we could probably speak on all day, but that's just another thing that I'm trying to take action on this month. As I mentioned, this is going to be the theme for the month of February, and we'll see, maybe it will continue after that, I don't know. Throughout the month of February, I plan to continue to touch on this theme. That is that. I am now going to have a little bit of breakfast and then hop into work. It should be right around, almost 9 a.m. I've been trying to start my work days at 9 a.m. so I give myself a little bit of time in the morning to get ready for the day and feel good, and then I hop into it. I have a few things on the agenda today. I need to submit a manuscript. I'd mentioned, if not earlier in this vlog, then the last vlog, that it was due Tuesday, which is now tomorrow. So I need to do a read through of that, get that submitted at some point, probably this afternoon, I'm thinking, is when I will save that for. And then I have some administrative stuff I want to take care of, more writing, of course. As always, I want to thank you for being here, for watching this video. I really appreciate all of your support along the way, and I will see you in my next